Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well and having a good weekend so far. Today we're off to Las Vegas once again in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the VATSIM network, and we're heading out of Denver. Flightbeam Studios Denver Airport is quite a nice one, isn't it? But we're off to see FlyTampa's version 2 of Las Vegas, which now has the sphere animated inside of it as well. So we're on live time, we're on live weather, and we're hoping for a early morning, slightly dark arrival into Las Vegas so that we get to see some of the wonderful animations that FlyTampa have put into the sphere. And it looks really realistic, so hopefully you guys are all looking forward to that. And it's our first flight with the latest sim update, which has all the new colour textures, all that sort of stuff, improving the dynamics and the visuals of the weather, sunrise, sunset, clouds, all that sort of thing. So looking forward to seeing those today too. Welcome to everyone in the live chat, MPS Gaming, Rab, Badger, Gav, good evening to you guys, Zato, hello, and everyone else in the live chat, great to have you on board with us today. Flight time 1 hour 30, block time of almost 2 hours. And just prior to the stream going live, we were discussing in the members area of our Discord server whether or not to use the deicing pads here at Denver. And I'm kind of monitoring, in fact, Southwest Treble 4 at Denver in live time has actually just used deicing pads 2 at Juliet and is now taxiing it towards Charlie November. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to taxi out and we'll discuss all that in a moment. And the route is in the description, but it's slightly changed. Delta Tango, good morning. Jay, hello. Living the dream, welcome buddy. We're going to depart runway 17 right out of Denver today. And we were planning, as it shows in the live stream's description, I think, or in our Discord server in fact, we were planning an approach on 2.6 or something, wasn't it, I think. But the Las Vegas real ATIS at the moment, they are using the runway that we were planning, but also runway 19 right for arrivals. So we're going to tweak the plan slightly, and we're going to land on runway 19 right, which will take us straight over the sphere, or straight past the sphere, so we'll get a real good look at that. So that's it in answer to your question there, Christian. That's already in the pipe works, but it's going to be 19 left as per real life with the Arnav Zulu. We'll discuss all that nearer the time. If you're new to the channel, hit like and subscribe. If you want the PMDG 737, you'll find this wonderful aeroplane on PMDG.com, and we've got the Navigraph Ultimate subscription, which gives us all the charts in the Universal Flight Tablet as well. So let's dive straight into our planning. Here's the route out of Denver. Run 9 right, Rab. Wait. No, you're thinking of Denver. We're going to depart 17 right, and then we're going to land 19 right in Vegas. We'll go through all that in a second anyway. So you can see here, Denver to Las Vegas, runway 17 right for the departure, and we're using Southwest 889 for our flight number today. Very simple departure. It's the Connor 2 with Werner transition, off to Zachary, off to Gap, and then we'll be thinking about our arrival into Las Vegas. So what we'll do is, let's see if I just move away from the seat area there, bring up the charts on the dual screen. We're right in the corner there where the little pink arrow is. We're going to push start, but actually, even though we're going to use 17 right over here, yeah, Rab, that was in Discord when we were discussing it earlier on, but then I've kind of changed, I clarified it a little later on in that chat. We're going to push start instead of using facing east towards Charlie November. We're going to actually head towards Juliet. And that's because if I go to taxi charts, Deice 2, no, Deice 1, here we go. Concourse seat, we're going to go on to spot 1. And then head down to the de-ice hold. If it's clear, we'll then enter via Juliet, and we'll use Juliet 1, 2 or 3 for Southwest. Those of you flying Osprey can use whatever you want. We'll then complete the de-icing procedure before leaving, turning right on Hotel, and then right again on Charlie November, at which point we'll be taxiing to 7 Echo, turning right on Lima, go to this side of the charts now, left on to Mike 10, and then 17 right for a departure. Runway heading of 173 on the Connor 7, which looks like this. Looks complex, but delete everything except for that little line there, which is our runway, and the 173, the little line that comes out from there, is our departure today. So runway heading to 5,934 feet. It's about 400 feet above ground level, and then turning right outbound to Foams at or below 10,000 feet, and then turning left 248 degrees to Tavern, Von, Tebow, Connor, and then Werner. Our routing then, we'll follow the purple line from Werner to Zachary, and then down to Gap, as you can see here, before joining the Chow 2 RNAV arrival into Las Vegas. We were thinking of going via Preno, which is here, for 26 left or right, can't remember which, but if we use 19 right, which they're also using in real life, as we mentioned a minute ago, we fly past the sphere. So we're going to do the Chow 2 arrival, still the same arrival, but instead of the Preno transition, we're now going to have the Flies transition, which then, it might be Pen actually, let's have a look. Oh, there it is, Pen. Flies is this one, bit confusing actually on the charts, but Pen, at 210, 6,000, which is that one there, a little bit weird. And then we're going to come in, heading west, to Mob, Gimbal, Hurler, Seagull, or Seagull. And then we'll be flying that approach. It's quite a tight final turn actually, to be fair, but we should get a very good view of the sphere. Doc says there's a new Denveratus, it's Whiskey. They've changed departing runway 17 left, but we'll just stick with 17 right because I can't be bothered. We've already changed it twice. I'll delete the little bit in the bit about the birds in the vicinity. We don't need that. In fact, that's too many letters, so I'll just whack that in like so. Where are we at? Doc, hello to you as well. Gamer Clark, can't remember if I said hello to you, and MPS Gaming. Once we get into cruise, we'll look at the arrival. What else have we got? So, cruise 360, there's our average winds. Transition in the US is 18,000. Reserves is FinRes plus alternate fuel 2.9 tons. And our cost index, I've just left it at my good old favourite of 30. And we've got our cruise set up as required. Cell temps plus 40, takeoff 1, and climb profile 2 for the departure. I've left it flaps 5, 144, 145, 147 for the speeds, which then are reflected in the MCP like so. Now I've changed a couple of the mic settings again, like last stream, so do let us know how the microphone is, and if it's the same as last stream or slightly worse, we'll try and tweak it. Initial climb altitudes to fly level 230, and Denver being high altitude, we've actually got a airfield altitude here of 5,350, which is pretty high. We've got to get New Sky started, so it's recording our flights. And the altimeter was 3005, so we'll make sure that's reflected as well. Got to use inches of mercury, 3005. And it's reflected in the standby instruments there as well. Hello Craig, and yes, we're doing a flight on VATSIM. We'll flick over to 1228, which is the Unicom frequency. Jolly good. So we'll monitor the APU as the crew get people prepped in the back with the Luke Air Tool for the announcements. Watching the APU valves there. Or the gauge. Do you have anything in the centre tank? No. Jolly good. Pop all the pumps on. GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure.
744 taking up runway 17 right, Denver traffic.
So we're not going to do icing right away. We're going to do that at the de-icer pads, which is the first time I've ever done it here with GSX. Dual bleeds, because somebody shouted at me the other week for doing it differently to how they want it done. So we'll use that for now. I think we're pretty much ready. Clear left and right. Anti-collision lights on. Yo, hello buddy, crossing the pond. Nice. Classic. 747-200, very nice. Spot 4, trying to work out the specifics of the de-icer procedure here. Air conditioning, master caution, let's clear that.
4825 at Charlie 28, Airbus A340-300, pushing back.
Sort out the floodlights so we can see a bit better the outside environment. Here we go. Don't often do these. What do we want? We want to face east, don't we? Nose right.
And Osprey 4825 A340-300 will be pushing back facing east. Denver traffic.
Chocks removed.
Release parking brakes, please.
Denver traffic, southwest 889's stand Charlie 23, push start, facing west for de-icing.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Denver traffic, United 1005.
Spread his wings with good old Holtz.
Mike 10 for runway 17 right.
Love it.
Bravo, Limo, Denver.
Let's pause the music so we get the vibes from the engine. The aircraft over there with its strobes and its nav light just in the distance flashing away. FSLTL, by the way, for those of you who are using that.
Change of plans will be facing west for de-icing.
It's FSLTL have had a big model update. Medin, no, it's the 737-800. I think it's around 50 to 60 pounds, approximately from memory. Definitely not going to get lost here in the darkness, am I? Connor 717. We'll stick with 17 right. No big deal on VATSIM for this kind of thing. Engine 2 continuous, and we'll run engine 1. Watching the N2 rise on that lower display, ready on the cutoff switch, and now we'll add the fuel. We'll light the fires.
Please set parking brakes.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
MG, Chow 2 at loss. And we're looking at 19 right instead to overfly the sphere, and that's the RNAV Zulu. So I'm just making some notes while we're starting the engines, ready for our flight today.
Unlocking gear.
It's not a bummer, Medin, it's worth every single penny. They've put an exceptional amount of detail into it, it's really very good.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Can't remember if I got the flight directors on or not. Yeah. Sam, yeah, I think you should be able to do it. It's over there. We'll find out in a second. Let's see what we've got here. So we'll extend this. The temperature's like -4, so that's why. There we are. So those little blue areas, block location, that's what we want. Are the de-icing areas basically. So we're going to take a left on Juliet and then enter Juliet 2. So system page, we'll do some control surface checks. Now I'm not sure if this Denver profile has got custom de-icer pads in it. I think it does, because it's done by that RW Profiles load of folk. Good old taxi lights. I'm going to leave the packs off at the moment because, well, chuffing heck, I've done it again, haven't I? I always do this. Every time I fly in the darkness, I end up doing that. Dual FMC op restored. Okay, that's we might have lost flight control. Your damper 2. That's cleared.
Denver traffic,
All right.
United 1005, taking off runway 17 right, Connor 7 departure.
United over there is going into the de-icer pads. And we need to refresh the auto brake. Yeah, we have got Gen 1 and 2 online, that's good, that's fine. The rest of that is set. Let's see what GSX gives us here. So yeah, custom icing pads here. So we want Juliet. Juliet 2. Juliet 5. Denver traffic, Southwest 889 is taxi left Juliet into de-icing pad Juliet 2.
And the road traffic on spray 4825 will give way to the Southwest 737. Will be taxiing to de-icing pad number Juliet 3.
I'll work out which one it is. Zato over there, he's in an A3 4300.
598 up to stand, gate Charlie 25, push on start, facing.
We'll whack the old right turn lights on here. Juliet 2. There we are. So that's only visible because we've put that right light on. So yeah, runway turn off lights, but use them however you see fit.
Denver traffic off Bay 156, pushing start, stand Bravo 36 facing west.
Now I'm not sure what happens next. Hey Mikhail, welcome. Hope you're well. We got like a marshaller or
Denver traffic, United 1005 clear, runway 17 right, Connor 7 departure. Denver.
Okay, well there's the stop line. Let's have a little look to see what's around us. I think that's it. Now what happens next? What's on GSX? Request de-ice.
The icing vehicles are coming now.
So taxi lights go off. At least in the UK. We indicate therefore that we don't need ice. We're not going to be taxiing off, and here they come. So because this has got a custom GSX profile, this does it all for us.
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
Hell yeah.
We begin treatment now and observe. Fluid type 1. Concentration at 50%. I will call you back when ready.
It's very rare that we ever kind of use these features on GSX, so it's quite cool that we get to do that today. They are squirting their fluid all over us. Ah, I zoomed in too far. Especially at this altitude, Zato, absolutely. Ah, yeah, Sam, it's going to be great, isn't it?
Possibly 156, taxiing Bravo Sierra.
He's in the C pad over there, that chap.
De-icing pad Bravo 2.
Concentration at 50%. I'm disconnected. Good day.
Okay. De-icing complete. Jolly good. So we will start the safety demonstration, but we're going to begin taxi now. So we're going to go right hotel, down Charlie November. Off he goes. Zoom zoom. Denver traffic Southwest 889 is out of Juliet 2 de-icing, right hotel, right Charlie November 217 right Denver. Taxi. Recirc fans, that's all good, they're all set. Okay, brakes off. Safety demo.
Alright, y'all. If we can pretend to have your attention for just a few moments, my two young identical twin son and daughter are going to show you the safety features because I'm so proud of these kids. To properly fasten your seatbelt, slide the flat into the buckle.
Denver traffic, United 1123, down de-icing, taxi north and right, via Charlie November.
And you want to take your choice and go home? There's 6 ways to get there. 2 forward exit doors, 2 overwing window exits, 2 rear exit doors, signs overhead, disco lights on the floor.
So each de-icer fluid has a slightly different hold time. Green line here is indicating where our turn onto the taxiway is going to be, and we will follow it. And in effect, you want to be up within about 10 minutes.
We'll be taxiing via hotel, Charlie Sierra, holding runway 17 right via Mike 10.
It's weird with doing it at night time, isn't it? But this is it's all about the Sphere today and Las Vegas version 2, so we're not going to see epic scenery around and below us. We're going to enjoy the aircraft at night, which is something we do very rarely on the channel. And then we're going to make the most of Vegas on arrival, hopefully with all of the city lit up again. With the RTX 4090, it's 4K on my screen here. 2K 60 frames per second output on the stream if you've got the Wi-Fi speeds for it as well. And we've got the Las Vegas City Pack all ready to go as well, so we'll have quite a spectacular view on arrival potentially, if it all works out. I can't remember what my RTX 4090 is. Game Rock Edition 24 gig cache, I think, or something like that. Let's skip through those. Get them bits done. Another check.
If you're traveling with more than one child, pick out the one that you think might have the most earning potential down the road. And if you're traveling with somebody needing very special assistance, like your husband, bless his heart, or your wife, put on your mask first. And that's it for the do's and don'ts of show and tell. Sit back and relax, or you can sit up and be tense. Either way, it's about a 2-hour flight, gate to gate. The clock is already ticking. Seriously, y'all, if there's anything at all that we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please.
DSL Sunna, welcome.
Just as soon as we land in Dallas. And if there's
how you doing? Vegas' course as well, folks, is the host city of Flight Sim Expo 2024. We'll chat about that during the cruise today. And in effect, when bookings open, registrations open on the 17th of December, we've got a special link. And if loads of people are going to Flight Sim Expo, if they all use the same link that we've got for this channel, then we unlock extra perks as a community, which is really cool. Things like food and beverage vouchers and that sort of thing to go towards your experience at Flight Sim Expo Las Vegas. So I'm quite keen for lots of people to click the referral link, because then it will unlock perks for everybody to be able to enjoy. That's the plan anyway. Very good, thanks DSL Sunna. Still recovering from night shifts, but oddly enough this time, usually I bounce back pretty quick. Tired, but usually bounce back pretty quick. But not so quick this time round. Nights are bad for you anyway. Takeoff trim, let's set that 559. Oh, there it is. Wicked. Trying to remember, right, kilo. Wrap, good. I was kind of expecting there to be a stop bar, but also I was kind of expecting there to be the yellow line continuing in that de-icer pad. But I suppose that could get confusing for pilots taxiing properly. There's Zato. And he's giving way to me, I think, by the looks of it, so we will carry on. He's flashing his lights at me, so I'll flash my lights at him. I wonder if you can see it on X-Plane, my lights. So I can see his on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look at the sun starting to creep up as well behind the horizon there. Approach path's clear. Fuel flow reset rate. All of the rest of the checks are done. We'll do one more check of that. Pressure panel's set. They're on continuous. Cruise advised. They are now. Let's go. Vegas, correction, Denver traffic, Southwest 889 via Mike 10, line up runway 17 right, takeoff, Connor 7, departure Denver. Taxi lights off, landing lights, runway turn off lights on. We've pinned the SID, so I'm going to grab that and we can have a little look at that as we depart, because we've got the good old moving maps with the PMDG 737. Control visualizer on. Sticks forwards. Nice long runway, but we'll keep the momentum that we've already got, so 40%.
Traffic, Frontier Fly 773 taxiing.
Engine stable, Toga.
To Lima, then holding point Mike 10 for runway 17 right. Temperature.
Okay. Power set.
And traffic, Osprey 4825, landing up runway 17 right. Traffic.
Releasing that nose wheel pressure. We use a lot of the runway today. High altitude demands a lot more from the engines. We'll use probably most of the runway. Here we go. Little kink into wind.
Positive rate of climb.
Maintain that centre line. Gear up. And we'll hand fly the first little bit because we don't often do that. There's not much to see in these conditions, so we'll take the challenge. Auto brake off, following the flight director. Looking up because we've got a multitask. Runway turn off lights off. And we'll follow that flight director round still. We're at acceleration altitude, so we're going to gently bring the nose forwards. Obviously the autopilot would know exactly what it's doing next and it would hug that flight director line really nicely, but as the pilot we've got to kind of look at it. All I'm doing is staring at that crosshair and then glancing at the engine instruments and that sort of thing. Flaps will set 1. So continuing to assist with trim all the way through. And then level, we can just sort the trim out ourselves a little bit more. And flaps up to clean the aircraft. Okay. LNAV, VNAV, CMDA engage. The aeroplane's got control. And there we are. It's a slight different overlay, but it's not going to follow the line exactly. It's just going. That's just indicating a right turn from this altitude, 5934.
17 right by the corner 7 departure.
Debit traffic Southwest 889's airborne through 8000. Last call.
Denver traffic down 1153, line up on way in runway 17 right.
I don't like the hood, Johan, myself. Never liked it. There's, oops, that's blinding, isn't it? There's Denver behind. And that is our cue for 10,000 feet. So straight back in. Landing lights off. Although it would be 10,000 above ground level. So we could wait to 15,000 if we want to. Who's that? The aliens are here. James, welcome. Yeah, in theory we could wait till Von here to turn the lights off, the landing lights, because it's 10,000 above ground level, but I've got a really bad habit of forgetting. So I just turn them off at 10,000. We can zoom on out. Indeed, Neil, hello to you. You working today? Oh, there was an American 777 that had a bit of a problem today. Anth, welcome. Very good, thanks. How are we all finding the new sim update, by the way? Are we all looking at that being a big improvement with the way the light conditions and things like that are working and the atmospherics, or if we not noticed too much of a difference. I know Johan was asking, did ground friction change with sim update 14, needing a lot more power now to break away for taxi? I think so.
Holding short, like 10.
Accelerating away. Look at that freeway or highway running all the way through. That's part of Denver there.
And traffic, Osprey 4825 airborne.
Jay says the sim update has caused his sim to never have run better with only a 2060. That sounds really good then. That's a huge compliment for sim update 14. If you're on a 2060 and all of a sudden your performance is a lot better, that's a good bit of work by Sobo and those guys. What have we got here for some lovely views? I mean, the colours. Look at that. The colours look insane. Now, obviously, the more we climb, the higher we climb, the quicker this sun is going to rise. I'll keep this running up to 3.6 today as well. Make sure this is in line. We're going to extend our map as well so we can see what's coming up in advance. So that's all done. And the aircraft's pressurising nicely. Who said there weren't going to be many screenshots today? Look at this! Those clouds look insane. I've not tried Sim Update 14. This is the first time looking at it, so we're going to get sunrise and stuff like that by the looks of it, and we're going to get to see the gradient of the cloud. Look at that. Denver's such a massive airport, isn't it? Canadian Flight Simmer, good morning to you. Hope you're well.
Denver traffic 911 rolling 17 right on the Connor 2.
So a little bit of cloud. Even that, look at this. We just mooch over towards the window here.
That's Denver traffic, on tier flight 7.
All the screenshots we do take will go onto Volanta as usual. I've taken 9 already apparently, my goodness. And then we'll put them onto our Discord server, we'll pick a few, plop them onto Instagram as well. Okay, that's my 10th one. It does look incredible, doesn't it? And there is a noticeable change in the light. That looks very realistic. Those of you who've flown for real in the early hours of the morning and you've seen that sunrise, that looks incredibly accurate, doesn't it? That gradient across the sky, and it's smooth, but the colours look bang on. Absolutely insane what they're able to achieve with this sim, isn't it? It keeps going from strength to strength. Does make you wonder, it whets the appetite for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, doesn't it? Now if we're flying into Vegas and it's light, what we'll do is we'll wind the time back so we get that nighttime kind of look. Probably going to get quite turbulent in a short while as well, but their risk. Turn that off. Got any discontinuities? I don't think we do. No. And then gap for the arrival, which we will sort out and chat about in a very short while. In the meantime though, let's talk about Flight Sim Expo 2024. So, they've actually allowed me to become a media partner for this year's event in Las Vegas, which I'm really excited about, and that's because I'm attending the event as well. So what they've done is they've given me a dedicated link which you guys can all use, and what it does is it counts towards the channel's milestones for Flight Sim Expo. So if, for example, 10 people register to go to Flight Sim Expo when registration opens on the 17th of December, then it will unlock a few perks like some beverage vouchers for everybody. The more people that then click the referral link and sign up and register under the British AvGeek link, which I've pinned in the live stream description for today as well, what that will then mean is
next time I'm connecting through Heathrow, make sure you're my ground handler, mate.
I'll try, Oxane, I'll try. Thank you very much for your tip, buddy, appreciate it. What was I saying? Yeah, so the more people that keep clicking that link and registering for Flight Sim Expo, if you are attending, then it will unlock food and beverage vouchers. So those perks will slowly kind of build for everybody who are going, who use the British AvGeek referral link for Flight Sim Expo, if that makes sense. So very excited for that, and there's a lot to it. They've got different tiers for the amount of referrals, or milestones they call it, for each media partner to try and achieve. But the more referrals, the higher up the kind of perks list that community get. So it's not a milestone for me, it's a milestone for everybody else who are going to go to Flight Sim Expo using our link, which is pretty cool. What they're also going to do, that on the 17th of December, when attendee registration opens to the public, the first 200 FSA Flight Sim Association members to register for the show can get a 3-day event access for just $50, which is really, really good. That's a saving of about $30, I think, isn't it? So almost half price. I can't do the maths, so I don't know what percentage it would be. Is it a 30-something% discount, 40% discount? I don't know. Someone will work it out and tell me in the chat, I'm sure. But yeah, the first 200 members get access to the 3-day event for $50, and even if you're an FSA member or an FSA captain, you can use the link that we've got in the chat today to still book it, and it will count towards the channel's overall kind of milestone, which is quite exciting. I've never kind of done anything like that before, so we'll see how far we get and how many referrals we can get. But they've got various different perks. What would we got? Let's have a look. I'm just trying to look through these documents they've got me. No, that's a different email. They've sent me so many emails. There we go. Yeah, food and beverage vouchers to send with your audience. Onyx is another tier. I don't know what it is, but if we get enough referrals, and I'm hoping we get loads, we might go into Onyx, and all it says is Onyx, and then says shh. So I don't know what that means. Very exciting. So we'll see how many we get. The 17th of December, which is only in 7 days now, the registration's open for Flight Sim Expo. I can't remember if there's a time for it. Let's have a little look. Can't see if there is a time. I don't think there is. Let's see. Actually, they put something on their Discord server, didn't they? Let's have a look. Oh, it just says registration will open to this year's Flight Sim Expo on the 17th of December to the public, and possibly a few hours before that for our FSA members. But there's no time set. I would imagine because it's all in the US, those of us in the UK that might be attending could be in a prime position for that, because it will be early in the morning or something maybe. I'm not sure. Or it'll go the other way and it'll be late at night. Delta Tango says Mrs. Tango and I are booked for the expo. Super excited. We'll definitely check out the British AvGeek referral link. Good stuff. That's 2 then. First I've heard about that, James. I'm not sure. I know they've got missions in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, but first I've heard about any career mode. Rab says he's been flying the 787-9 a lot recently, and the 747, but the 747 isn't as much fun as the 787. I think for me, the 747, I would enjoy it more in the sim if it was the 747-400. That would be quite exciting. I would really enjoy that. Canadian Flight Simmer says, just joining in with the update in the sim and the new video card driver. Am I still using TAA or have I gone on to DLSS? I think I'm on TAA still, buddy. I think. Zato's flying a handful of times in sunrise and sunsets with the new world update, or the sim update, sorry. Skies are very, very realistic now. The way MSFS implemented it is amazing, he says. FlightSimExpo will come round on us real quick, I think, this year when it comes. Switch map, that's PMDG. I want high IFR. That's better. Oh look, mountains. We're kind of running away from the sun, so I'm hoping it'll stay in this weird kind of twilight throughout the journey, because it's going to be quite spectacular, I think. Oh, look at the colours. Delta Tango, yeah, so on the 17th, what I'll do is I'll put a post out on the YouTube channel under that community post tab. I'll stick a few bits on Twitter, I'll put something on Instagram, I'll put something on Facebook, and I'll do like an everyone ping on Discord as well for all the frequent flyers in our Discord server. So you'll all have the link on the day. They've asked us to start talking about it now, really, so people are aware of when registration is going to open for Flight Sim Expo. But most likely people are going to remember the 17th, but they'll forget the link, so I'll remind everybody on the 17th. Probably turn the wing lights out there. That was a nerve-wracking little stutter then all of a sudden. That's better, look at that. Look at the reflection on the engine cowling. But yeah, colours are incredibly improved, I think. Looks spectacularly realistic. James is a big fan of the 747 as well. Anth is asking, do you think GSX could improve? And if so, what would you like to see improved on by GSX? I think it's a bit of a tough one because it has got very good. Yeah, I think it's very good in itself, but it does require all these custom profiles. Well, I think what I would like to see is a little bit more kind of realistic behaviour with the animations. I know it's very difficult for them to do, but I'd like to see the tugs actually steer rather than do that thing where they pivot and float. It might be quite difficult for them to do, to be fair. Oh, Canadian Fly, so that's not good. With the new video card driver, he noticed his scenery wasn't loading correctly at FlyTampa's Sydney, and when he landed on 3-4 left, it spawned a tree on the runway and caused a crash. Oof. Is that the one is that the latest video card driver that's come out in the last 2 or 3 days? Because I haven't installed that one. I've got the one from before, from about a week and a half ago, I think roughly a week and a half ago, but I haven't downloaded the latest one. Interestingly though, Canadian Flight Simmer, MPS Gaming has also had a very similar problem with that latest video card driver. He flew into Denver yesterday and the whole terminal building had just vanished. It didn't exist. UD says, wow. It is, isn't it? Even, look at that, the depths off in the distance there. the kind of light reflecting off the snow and things like that. I think previously that would have been quite dark, wouldn't it? But now you're starting to get the reflections and the light bouncing off the snowy mountain tops below, which makes it remarkably realistic. And even these clouds here nestled away. Living the dream. That sounds pretty good though. Taking the missus to Hawaii and spending most of the summer in California. I think that's pretty cool. Certainly a reasonable excuse. Hawaii for a vacation or a holiday. Good enough reason as any to miss FSEXPO, isn't it? Delta Tango says he keeps a spreadsheet of all his payware airports and lists specific gates he's personally customised in GSX. Wow. For those who don't know, you can now, on the INI Manager, you can download the RW profiles stuff for GSX. They're only available inside the INI Manager now because they fell out with, the RW profiles folk fell out with FSFlightsim.to. With that whole terms and conditions debacle from about 6 months ago. It certainly does, Tango. Definitely Hawaii. Oh. It's interesting seeing it at this time of the morning. I wasn't sure if we were going to get darkness all the way, but I think we're going to get this, as somebody said in the live chat a minute ago, we'll get the sun kind of race us a little bit and it will start to creep up behind us as we fly along on the route today. It'll be interesting to see how light it is on approach to Vegas. And if it is too light, the sphere will be turned off for the morning. In which case, what we'll do is we'll just wind the time back a little bit so we get to see it on approach, doing all its cool animations and stuff. There are lots of different animations put into it, so it's not just the one in the thumbnail with the face looking surprised and looking around. There's baseball, there's the Earth animation. I think all of the animations that they have in real life on the sphere, FlyTampa have now animated onto the one in the sim, which is remarkably good. I've not seen anything like it in the sim before, but we've not flown into Vegas in a while. It looks absolutely spectacular. Delta Tango, yeah. Very true. What I like is, in a scenario like this where we're flying through the early hours of the morning, if we were to be turning the other way around and flying eastbound, we would see that sunrise come up really fast. That's quite interesting. Same with the, in real life. Doesn't have the F1 though, Sam, I don't think. Would be interesting if it did. Let's have a look at Las Vegas's latest ATIS. So landing runway 26 left, which is what we were planning on, and 19 right, which is what we're going to use, so we fly past the sphere and we get a good look at that in flight. Simultaneous approaches to crossing and parallel runways in use. NOTAM's taxiway Quebec closed between taxiway Romeo and Charlie 1. Hotels closed between Whiskey and Big Stripe entrance. Foxtrot between Sierra and Tango restricted to 118 feet wingspan, and smaller Alpha 6 runway safety lights out of service. Noise abatement procedures in effect, and GC ground control combined on 1211, tower combined 119 on 9, helicopter control open 11909. Info Hotel. +3 degrees, dew point -14 for Vegas, winds calm, 0 degrees at 0 knots. Wow, nice. And altimeter is 3042. Ooh, I need to find what gate we're supposed to be parking at. No, that's the What But 3 Words app. That's not going to help me. Bravo 14. Doc says. Jolly good. Look at that, very cool. Probably should have turned the logo light off, but makes the aeroplane pop a little bit against the light behind, doesn't it? There's our contrails. And if I zoom out here, look at that for a cloud. Look at the colour changes. My goodness. There's a screenshot in itself. It's funny because I thought to myself when they said that they were going to change the way the light interacts with the sim, I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to change it that much. I never had a problem with it before either. I thought it was really quite nice anyway, but that looks quite spectacular. I mean, what's great is the sim is 2.5 years old and they are still smashing out loads of updates. Odd People's TV, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, I don't know why I have it, but a lot of strobes on a lot of aircraft in the sim just don't have that big washout effect. But then not all of them are super bright, I suppose, as well on some aircraft. Edge Dinosaur, yeah, always on that sim. Rap, I think he's joking. I hope he's joking anyway. Right, let's think about this. We've got 211 miles until Gap, but we can't just wait till we get to Gap and then go, oh my god, we've got no route left. So we are going to think about the arrival, which we've already briefed earlier on. We've got the Gap transition for Chow 2, which starts at the top of the chart here. Gap into Minsin, then Phil, then waypoint Allen, and then Chow. From Chow, continues on this chart here. 250 at or below flight level 190. Then to Wolf. And then we're going to go break off 241 to Satchel, Fella, Foof, Neon, and Pen. So, arrivals, class. Crikey. So, what do we want? 19 right. 19B is 19 both. And we know we want the Chow 2, so we're going to select that. Transition from Gap, which is we know is our next waypoint, and then we can scroll down and we can look for Arnav, Zulu, 19 right. There's a Victor and a Yankee as well, so I'll have a little look at those in a minute just to see what they say. Flights, charts, star, no, approach. So I've got a Yankee. And I've got a Zulu. Now this one doesn't help us because we're not going to transition through Lapin or Suvi. We're transitioning through Pen, which is why it's the RMP or RNAV Zulu 19 right. There's no Victor. Oh, Jeff, is it actually? Information Alpha, welcome. Yeah, I suppose there's little bits of it. I'm trying to remember now the characters and stuff of the Hangover. We've got Hang, we've got Doug. Trying to find McLovin or something like that. I'd expect that to be one of them. But I can't see any. Oh well. So transition pen, that's in. We go to legs and it's all connected nicely there for us, as we can see. On the charts we've got the Las Vegas VOR 1169, which we can tune as well to help us. And there's nothing else really to tune. If we look at the missed approach for 19 right, again there's no VORs to kind of tune. So we just head over to this RNAV waypoint of Matla and hold. The tequila transition for Oliver, Southwest 2815. Let's get that VOR tuned in that we mentioned for Vegas. 1169. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, look at these! Look at the lights. How's the weather looking in Vegas, Havoc? Let's run the METAR command in the live chat. Las Valanta looks like this, and in a second you should get the METAR in the live chat as well, folks, for Vegas. Where are we? So we've got Badger up front, Southwest 919. Gator Hawk as well, United 1005. Ooh, nice flying live time as well. Great screenshots. Blasting out of Denver. Then we've got myself. We've had a look at our screenshots already. Zato's behind in the A34300, which he's just painted for X-Plane users with Osprey's paint scheme. Very nice, look at that. Looks great on that shrinked A340, doesn't it? Very nice. What have we got next? We've got GT Slow United 1123 as well. No screenshots from him yet. We've got Graham behind and Frontier 773. Wow, loads of screenshots here. Cracking. Sun's popping up as well behind. Is that the Latin VFR A321 Neo with the Horizon Simulations mod, I think, isn't it? How are you finding it? Pretty good, right? Blasting off. Frontier's an airline we've not flown very much of, to be fair, but I think we should, because they've got a really cracking variety of liveries. Frederick the Bold Eagle. Look at that. Frontier's one of the big, well, Denver rather is one of those big airport hubs for Frontier. I think they might be based in Denver, Frontier. I'd have to Google it to be 100% certain, but pretty sure it is. After him, we've got Osprey 156. Loads of people flying along today. It's fantastic. MPS as well, Osprey 598, who's still flying but unwell today, so doing really good flying along regardless. And then Carlito Osprey 784 in the A330-900 Osprey Airways. Lovely. Let's trail in the pack. And that, I believe, there's a few on the ground still, but I think that's all. Oh, there's Delta Tango. So we've still got some waiting to depart. This is cracking. Great little fly along today, folks. Where's Kilo Lima India Tango? Southwest 4313 is loaded up at Harry Reid. And all of a sudden, I think the sun has just popped behind. Because look at the reflections against the aircraft. Oh my goodness. That's incredible. My goodness. This sim is absolutely cracking, isn't it? Look at that. In relation to the RNAV, I'll just stay on this screen for now because it looks absolutely spectacular, doesn't it? In relation to the RNAV approach, we've got minimums of... Ooh, actually, depending on what our accuracy is, we'll go for 0.3. Our decision altitude will be 2636. Transition altitude still flight level 180, and the airport elevation Las Vegas 2,181 feet. So we'll have to round that up on the overhead panel to 2,200. Final approach course is 194 degrees. And we want to be at Kivi 5,300. And I think it's LNAV and VNAV, I think, for this. But if not, we'll just hand fly and fly visual. Have you seen the post that Robert Randazzo put on PMDG's forum on Friday? The last paragraph sounds very interesting. Let me dig it out, because I know there was an update, but I haven't had a chance to read it. Friday tablet and 737 news. Let's have a look. So, on Thursday evening, we're in this one now, because this is what we've updated into. They've pushed, PMDG pushed an update to the 737 product line that was focused on updating the tablet with a few small fixes. And the update's already available for our PMDG PC users via the Operations Centre. They've changed the Navigraph charting functions, map day-night mode, and the map type should be persistent. Performance and computational, METARs with wind in MPS units, meters per second, handled improperly. 0 degree temperature breaks the optimal forecasts, simple weather display. And performance computational, METAR with meters per second wind unit converting incorrectly, breaking OPT. And then they've removed the dependency on CDN, the bootstrap CSS. As mentioned in our update from the previous week, PMDG say that there is just a small update to squash a few items they felt were disruptive. The next update will be in a few weeks, focused on adding more functionality and features. The next update cycle might elongate a bit due to the holidays, but perhaps not. And PMDG saying that it will depend on how some of our ongoing testing proceeds over the next 10 days or so. A few folks have asked PMDG when they'll move the options settings functionality from the FMS to the tablet. They are going to try and do that. They want to reiterate that they want to make it optional to have these displayed on either the tablet or in the FMS, and that work therefore is ongoing. PMDG expects it will be a few more update cycles before it's made live for us all in the sim, but it is coming for all PMDG products in which the tablet is present. Updates for Marketplace Xbox users. They've spent the past month building some customised diagnostic tools to work out what's going on basically, but there's an ongoing issue with the Universal Flight Tablet with the Xbox version in summary. And then the other stuff bit at the end says, while we have had you distracted with progress and rapid updates on the tablet and 737NG series airplane, there are a few other projects that are rolling up on critical stages of their development and release cycles. Previews therefore are being prepared, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you into the hangar with a glass of eggnog in hand. Ooh, that sounds like they might be trying to sort out the 777 over the Christmas period, because why else would you have, well, I mean, I don't drink eggnog anyway, it sounds disgusting. It might taste nice, I've no idea, but it sounds bloody awful. But let me show you this as well. If I put this on the screen, hopefully this doesn't break the sim. There we are. There's the first preview photograph from PMDG for the 777 in MSFS. There we go, Oliver. I definitely need a third screen just for live chat. He says, this week started out without much on my calendar. Thought I'd make a ton of progress on the new product previews and other deliverables, and instead he spent nearly 22 hours in calls with members of the PMDG team, Boeing, accountants, lawyers, 3 software vendors, and his mum as well. Interesting. Robert Randazzo's mum was the one who helped convince him not to shut down PMDG back in 2000 when he made Captain, and he didn't think PMDG served a purpose any longer. My goodness. Well done, Mrs. Randazzo. But those tyres look fantastic, don't they? They're all the brake pistons and stuff like that as well. And the detail of the textures on the tyres. So very, very exciting for this. And I, along with lots of people, sure most people in the live chat are looking forward to that. And like Sam is saying as well, you know, PMDG is one of those developers that has significantly improved our flight sim experience with their incredible products. And it probably wouldn't be the same without them either, to be fair, let's face it. So it's quite interesting to read there, a little bit of a personal note from Robert saying that he almost shut down, 23 years ago, almost shut down PMDG, and his mum talked him out of it. So we've got his, I guess we've got his mum to thank for everything that we've got now, oddly enough. Aviate says he's loving the Mini FCU, it's a great piece of kit and he can't wait to get his hand on the Mini EFIS. Well, here's a little treat for you. Very shortly, maybe January time, that's what they're targeting, but January time, Mini FCU, Mini Cockpit are looking to launch compatibility with MobiFlight, which will then allow for full compatibility on any aeroplane in your fleet for the Mini FCU, including Phoenix, and the MobiFlight software will work with the Mini FCU, and it will therefore allow all of the actual kind of numbers and stuff on the dials of the Mini FCU to change. So there's a possibly first time anyone's ever heard that announced as well, so very exciting there. That's what you can look forward to for Mini Cockpit going forward into 2024. And roughly the same sort of time I think they're looking to do the pre-orders for the next tranche of Mini FCU units, and they're looking at having those all delivered by March as well. So if you haven't got one yet, that's what they're looking for at the moment. And they've got another announcement, an official announcement, coming on December the 14th, so 4 days away. Mini Cockpit have got an official announcement talking about a few bits like pricing, I think. Not sure, but there's a little announcement coming from them which will be interesting to hear, won't it? What could that involve? I'm not sure. Exciting though. Canadian Flight Sim says he always used to fly the PMDG 777 in FSX. He's therefore really excited for the bird in MSFS 2020. Likewise, most of my long haul holidays, in fact all of them, have been on 777s since I've become an adult. so many years. Very, very good workhorse for long haul fleets. Look at the reflections on the windshield. MPS Gaming, so you want to go on to, if you've got a spare screen, deatis.cloud.io, and I'll put the ATIS for Las Vegas in the live chat, although I'll run out of crikey, 544 characters. I'll delete the bits about the taxiways being closed and all the other bits. Oh, I've got to delete that bit as well, and the word NOTAMs, no. Delete simultaneous approaches, or that bit. So there we go. They're landing runway 26 left and 19 right, but they're departing runway 19 left. So Navigraph will show both in use. Let's see. This is what Navigraph doesn't kind of really get. So Las Vegas 19 right. If we change this, you'll see we've got not used in red and arriving. Weird. Yeah, it says arriving in green for 19 left, but it's not. It's a departing runway. They just haven't got that coding precisely accurate, I don't think, with the METAR. But the ATIS in the live chat is the real ATIS in real life at the moment. Living the Dream, Las Vegas version 2 is already out. It released 4 or 5 days ago, I think. But you bought it from the Microsoft Flight Simulator store. Yeah, you'll be waiting a few months there, I think, buddy. No fee to upgrade though. It will just be, it's just a normal update. But again, if you guys are watching and you're getting into simming or anything like that, it's something that comes up every now and again. Never buy anything from the in-sim marketplace. It's an absolute crap hole of products with some absolute gems in there, but it's one of those. The ATR you can only get inside the marketplace, but even the gems, the good stuff. So if you bought this for MSFS on PC in the sim marketplace, when PMDG push an update to this aircraft, they have to send it to Microsoft, but Microsoft sit on their arse for about 2 months before they actually push an update through, and that's just ridiculous. And who gets the heat? The poor developers get the heat. So never buy anything from the in-sim marketplace. It's rubbish. I forgot to do the engine start selector switches there. Whoops. Yeah, FlyTampa version 2 Vegas is already out on the FlyTampa's website with their universal installer and the various other websites that sell it, like Orbex. They've all got Las Vegas updated. Top of descent in 80 miles, just over 80 miles. So we'll bop out of here. We'll go to the landing page. We're going to go 19 right, runway conditions dry. We'll import the aircraft details. Landing flap 30 packs on, ice off, VREV +5. We'll do reversers and auto brakes. 2. Let's see what we get. Really? 63920. It's a long landing run, isn't it? Runway length, I'm going to drop that by 200 meters as well. So 2538. He reckons the stop distance will be the entirety of the runway. And that's with order brake 2. I'm sure it'll be okay. We'll run with it. That'll be the plan. So, auto brake 2. We've got the QNH. Is it 3042? 3042, and then the minimums that we spoke about earlier on, it's on the Barrow. We've got a lot of scrolling to do. We want 2636. Ashton, hello buddy, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Doc, they are, but as I said earlier on at the start, that's the one they're using in real life, but we're using 19 right because we want to fly past the sphere. So, for the purposes of that, don't really... Yes, they're using 26 left for this flight in real life, but don't care about that in this scenario today. We want to fly past the sphere and get some juicy screenshots. Although we'll have to wind the time back because the sphere is probably turned off now. 26. And we wanted, was it 63? We'll go for 63.9. Might be a little bit lower than that, but we'll find out when we get there. Forecast, we've got to plop that in. 3042. And then we'll do the descent winds. It'll pull in our data. Happy days. His bus has arrived. Oh, you're waiting for a bus. Very nice. We'll pop a few fixed rings in. So we know we want runway 19 right, and that's prescribed as runway 19 right. Segel's at 2 miles, and we need to be at wings level at 2 miles. So I'll put a 2 mile fixed ring in, and then gimbal is at 4. So I'll just set 4. Kiwi's at 10. So I put 3 fixed rings in today. A bit overkill, but it'll work out. And then we need to change our landing elevation to our airport elevation at Vegas, which is 2181. So 2150 or 2200. We'll go with 2200. Insane, these colours. Very good. Oliver, you're jumping ahead. We're still going through it all. But we are also doing an RNAV approach. So we're going to set 194, but that's more of a reminder for us. I'm going to try and, well, we might end up flying some of this bit like manually anyway. We've got to think about vacating as well, because the flight doesn't end on the runway. So 19 right, 2740 meters. We'll probably vacate at Yankee, this high speed exit, and then we'll carry on, cross here, we'll cross at Bravo, we'll runway 19 left, and then we will taxi, I assume, down Golf. Maybe actually left onto Delta right Whiskey, and then in through gate 16. Where is gate 16? Oh, B14, sorry, which is right there. Jolly good, that makes sense. Takeoff obstacles, parking coordinates. So there's no taxi routings. It's B14 we're using, MPS. Osprey 4825's just disappeared, Rab says. Oof. .62 knot crosswind. And we're 1169, we'll pop that in here as well. Just in case. And as a bit of a backup, we do have a VOR approach we could use. Doesn't really help us though that much. What do we want? We're 219 right, isn't it? So we've only got the RNAV Zulu to use. Missed approach here is climbed to 7,000 feet on the RNAV missed approach, routing to Matla and hold. Continue climbing, hold to 7,000. Missed approach requires RMP less than 1.0. Currently it's 2, but that's fine, it'll sort itself out. Well, it says actual, there we go. Actual is 0.05. Can you change that? I think you can, can't you? Can you do like 1.00 slash? No. I'm sure somebody mentioned a way to change it. That might have been on the A320 actually a little while ago. There was something somebody mentioned over a year ago now. I'm trying to remember what it is. Absolutely, Neil. But you've got to have the spec to enjoy it and actually use it to its fullest. Coming up on top of descent quite quickly now. So that's all set. This is all done. Richard, hello buddy. Still learning the PMDG but don't understand the difference of course and heading and finding the numbers to input them in flight. Have you checked out my PMDG tutorials, Richard? Hopefully some of those have helped. I've done a few bits like NDB approaches into skiathos and that sort of thing. Course is another word for track. And then you've got heading, which is heading. Now, heading and track are two different things. They both relate to a direction of travel, but and the easiest thing to do is compare on this screen here. Track is 232. It says on the nav display, but that little white arrow there is the actual heading of the aircraft. So the heading is where the nose is pointing. So we've got this 60 knot crosswind pushing us from right to left. And because of that, the aeroplane has to position its nose a little bit more into wind to maintain the track that we want, or the course that we want. So course or track is where we're going, heading is where we're pointing at, if that makes sense. And they're not necessarily going to match. So again now, our track is 226. Might change to 225 in a second, but our heading, because of the wind compensation, is actually 233. So heading of 233, track of 225, with a 60 knot crosswind right to left. Hopefully that might explain it a bit. Oh my god. Pressing buttons that I shouldn't press. I accidentally knocked my trim button there, so I started to trim the aeroplane. It didn't like it. I keep banging things these days with my Boeing seat that I've got. Yeah, somebody mentioned. So Oliver mentioned about earlier on why, how come we don't set our course to the runway? And I mentioned because we're doing an RNAV approach. So they're completely irrelevant for this today. The only reason why I've tuned the course of 194 is because that way when I'm looking at our approach like this is what I can see with my approach viewpoint, if that makes sense. And if I can't remember the runway heading on this sort of approach that we might be manually flying, so we might manually fly through 263, 258 round here with the autopilot off, which happens a lot in America in real life. What you might end up getting is you might forget what the final runway course is. So by tuning the 194 in, somewhere that you can see, it's just a visual reminder for me with the way my brain works. So I can be like, ah, yeah, I need to turn left with the runway heading of 194. And it's just one less thing to think about when it's very busy on approach. We're going to reset MCP to 6,000 because that's what we want pen, the initial approach fix, mandatory 6,000 feet. And we're ready for it. Now as we get closer to Vegas, we're going to be looking out for the conditions. So what we want to see is Vegas lit up. Now I don't think it's going to be lit up in this scenario, therefore what I might do is just wind the time back a little bit, because I thought this little collar area here on live time might have actually kept us with a bit of darkness. I don't think with these light conditions the lights will be on, will they? Pretty much, Doc, yeah. I was so tired the other day from night shift yesterday morning that I got home. I felt tired, but I made it home okay. And as I then got into the house, I think my brain just switched off, and what it meant is I was kind of stumbling up the stairs like I'd been drinking all night. It was insane. Let's see. We want to kind of hold the time, don't we? So what we'll do is I'll click that and then I'll press pause, and that's going to lock the time to this condition. And I'm hoping that might mean... It might mean... There we are. That Vegas is lit up like a Christmas tree. Fishgun's Fitness is saying, how do you fly a random waypoint that is not already entered into your flight plan? So let's say, as the example he's provided, that air traffic controllers send us to a direct random waypoint that we don't have in the flight plan. Well, all we do is we type it in, so whatever it might be, A, B, C, D, E, and then we just click the top, and it'll overwrite mincing to A, B, C, D, E, and it will then create a temporary direct to for that, and then we just execute it as normal. Once we've done that, what we then might have to do is just neaten up the flight plan a little bit more. But I think it'd be safe to expect vectors at that point as well. Quick master caution check prior to doppler descent. 6.9 miles. We'll start descent now though, and we're in VNAV mode as well. So VNAV path. Down we go. So we've started the descent just a few miles early, and what that does is it gives us a 1,000 foot per minute rate of descent a little early. That VNAV profile, for those of you who weren't watching the other day and might be interested in knowing, that VNAV profile is actually above us now, but what we've done is we've smoothed out the entry into the descent. Brewster, just taken off from Las Vegas. The strip is lit up with live time, but the sphere isn't. So you'll be passing us on our left hand side, call sign Virgin 86 shortly. Very nice. Long route for you then, Brewster. Back to Heathrow. Dorman, welcome buddy. I haven't been paying attention lately. I got up and wanted to do a flight into 19 right of Vegas, so I'm flying Boise Southwest 1744. I may need to merge into you guys if you're landing 19 right. No worries at all. We'll work it all out. I hope you're well, Dorman. Southwest 1744. So, we're almost at the tail end of our flight. Where is Boise? Now there he is, 1744. Hey, Dorman, you're pretty well positioned. You might have to kind of squeeze in between Graham and that, but I think Graham said he's doing 26 still, so actually that looks like it's going to work out perfectly for you two, and you'll have a parallel cross arrival. Pretty sweet. I think we'll leave the live time locked at this, so the sun is just creeping behind the horizon at the moment, but as we descend it will get darker, so we'll just whizzle the time forward a little bit just to match, and then I'm hoping we should get some spectacular views of the sphere. Hopefully that little face is looking at us as well, looking shocked as we fly the approach. That reminds me, Medin, actually, so those of us who fly along regular and fly for Osprey Airways, we have been invited to the Casablanca Overload event with the Maghreb VATSIM group. They are basically they say that they would be honoured to have Osprey Airways take part in this event, and it's going to include giveaways and a full coverage in Casablanca, along with a few other Moroccan destinations. And it looks like they might have giveaways from FS2 Crew, Orbex and Volanta. This on the 27th of December between 1700 and 2200 Zulu, so it's a little late for me, but some people it might work out for them. CM Films, I've got all of them, buddy. Back on the profile now as well, and our RMP's dropped to 1, the actual 0.06, jolly good. And that big light plume over there might well be Las Vegas. It'd probably be quite a good event for people to take part in. 17 to 22Z is just a bit too late with me, I think, for me. Medin, it depends. I've got a long list, as I'm sure you could probably imagine as well. I've got a long list of content that we've got backlogged. We've got loads of requests, probably near to 100 flight requests, and I struggle to get through a lot of them. So we're going to add it to a list. I think have we flown Ethiopian recently? Maybe not, maybe it was someone else, I can't remember. But we are overdue a flight in Africa, so maybe we can look at some options there for some scenery and some routes. We can zip about there. Pop into or out of Addis Ababa. Could even fly one of their fifth Freedom flights. They fly around the Far East, don't they? To Singapore and things, and then do little onward hops. But it won't necessarily be in the next live stream. It might be just one in the future. Did I put the gear lever off? No, I didn't. Thought I did. It's hard to see, isn't it, in this kind of lighting condition? Yeah, now it's off. Whoops. How many hydraulics doing? Ooh. He's looking a bit low, isn't it? Got no amber warnings yet, though. Fly with Lado, welcome, buddy. You're more than welcome. Appreciate it. Hope you're well. Great to have you join us today for this flight. Has anyone in the live chat not actually seen this new Vegas yet? With the sphere? It is incredibly cool. All med in. I haven't got that far yet. Loads haven't seen it. Exciting. Okay, it's first for all of us then. Osprey 4825 is still at 38,000 feet apparently. Whoops. They might have to join a hold somewhere and lose altitude. Awesome Pigeon, so we've changed our approach so that we'll be flying in from the north and we'll sweep in past the sphere onto runway 19 right. So we were planning on, I think, 26 left, wasn't it, or 26 right, I can't remember which now. But yeah, we've changed that plan slightly, so we're going to break off north a bit more, and we'll then fly the RNAV Zulu 19 right. So it should be quite cool. We'll see it in the aircraft as we fly on final approach. Now I would use flight control replay to record the arrival, but there have been some stability issues with that for me recently, so I don't want to jinx anything today. Because the last live stream we had a CTD, didn't we? But I don't know. I might try it. Get a recording for a replay, perhaps. What do you guys think? Neil says he's been following us for a while now. He was wondering where he could find some assistance for Microsoft Flight Simulator as he's a complete newbie to Flight Sim. Have a look at my playlists on the channel. I've got hundreds of tutorial videos for various aeroplanes and all that sort of thing. So have a little look at those if that helps. And if not as well, once you've watched some of them, consumed some of the videos, then if you've still got questions, ask in our Discord server. We're more than happy to help. A lot of us regularly helping each other in our Discord server. It's a very friendly, helpful place to be. James says, am I going to be recording at Flight Sim Expo? I'm not sure. Not sure how that's all going to work really. I've got GoPros and things, but I don't have a laptop to process the GoPros on to edit the footage. So what I might end up doing is just doing some like Instagram, short Instagram videos or something like that with my phone instead. I have not met in. Although for Flight Sim Expo next year, I'll be flying on a British Airways A350-1000 for the first time into Phoenix, and then I'll be hopping up to Vegas on an American 737, which will be my first ever time on a 737 in real life as well. Actually, I tell a lie. Where am I flying? No, I'm flying back from Vegas to Phoenix on American Airlines, but I'm flying up to Vegas with Southwest. Okie dokie, coming up to transition altitude. Yeah, Ancient Dinosaur. I refuse to fly Ryanair. Can't stand it. So, I've never been on a 737. 3042, let's go to local pressure. Bosh. Up we go. Some high pressure in the area, which then makes us lose the profile a little bit. The aeroplane will pitch down accordingly for that. What's the additional light cluster beyond Las Vegas? Don't know. I did, Sam, but I was crew on the 757-200, which was a wonderful aeroplane, and the 767-300 back in the days of Thompson Airways. So the lower we get, the more that sun disappears behind the horizon, like we spoke about earlier on. What it's doing is it's giving us the perfect conditions to see the sphere. Hopefully you guys can see outside really nicely as well still. Just about on the cusp of being too dark. If not, let me know, we can wind it forward a little bit perhaps. That's the one awesome pigeon. Yeah, Britannia Airways was fantastic. The good old days of flying. You'd board the aeroplane and they'd offer you a sweet for takeoff. Remember that vividly as a kid. I actually got my first ever flight simulator on board a Britannia Airways flight. It's a little handheld device when I was a little kid. It's a little handheld kind of yoke actually, with a tiny little screen in the middle, and you have to press buttons to keep the plane in the sky and avoid terrain and things and birds. Very simple. Mr. Aneurysm, you're more than welcome. He says I've saved him many pounds with my reviews, previews and live streams. Big thank you. Very welcome. Great to hear you enjoying it all. Brian Aviation, well, welcome to you. Thanks for checking us out. I hope you're enjoying it. Make sure as well, folks, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, and new or regular. If you haven't yet already done so, do consider giving us a little like today during the stream. Satchel between 13 and 10,000 feet. That's coming up after Wolf. Sam, yeah, I did that a few times. 767 from Bristol to Sanford, Orlando. Oh, living the dream, that's cool. The old cigar engines. Right, nice, that's a long one for you. I think all of that is Vegas. Yeah, Sanford was a very small airport, Sam, wasn't it, to be fair? But for the likes of airlines like for TUI or Britannia or Thomson Airways as it was a little while back, it was perfect for them. Good old lakes and things below us as well. Got here. That looks good and set. And we could in theory turn our landing lights on now because we're around 10,000 feet above ground level, so it's within the remit of being able to turn. But again, I like to turn it on at 10,000 feet. It's just a habit I've developed. Quick check of that. And because we're on Unicom, there's a bit of all there is now is a small matter of trying to work out when to fly, when to communicate with Unicom, when to do a line transmission as it's also known, aka announcing your position. Lights, signs are already on.
Ladies and gentlemen, sweeping aircraft under
Yeah, I prefer the airliners than general aviation, James, to be honest. Especially when you've got a flight sim like this, where the world is your oyster. But there are scenarios that provide for some GA flying. And in fact, one of the streams we will be doing soon, once I get round to it, possibly the next stream, will be in the SWS Pilatus PC-12, and we'll be zipping out of that new Inibuilds Palmerston North, and we'll do 2 hops. Delta Tango, no worries, buddy. We'll be checking out the strip anyway, so we're hopefully, if I can get in quick enough, I'm hoping. I might miss the first 5 or 6 arrivals, or 3 or 4 arrivals, but I'm hoping I can park up nice and fast, and then I can whip over to the Sphere to watch a couple of arrivals from the Sphere. Maybe get that plus a picture of one of you guys flying the approach in a screenshot, which will look really cool.
Las Vegas traffic, United 1005, indicated runway 19 right, taxi gate,
Oh yeah, could do, couldn't I? I don't think the missus would be too pleased. I thought we've come on holiday here. We got that big old line for steep descent after Foof. Pen to vectors, so let's go delete that, overwrite and connect the dots. Neaten that up a little bit, should have done that earlier on, but that's fine.
Las Vegas traffic, United 1005, clear 1, runway 19 left.
Paul, hello buddy. So just got to say thank you. Your videos have made me do the leap from X-Plane 11 to Microsoft Flight Simulator. The difference is massive. Thank you to your videos. You're more than welcome as well, Paul. Great to hear quite a few people saying thanks today. It's nice to hear. Appreciate it. Split Notion says, shame the Sphere was either off or solid blue while I was there. There's Vegas, right ahead of us. Just about to see the runway. And Las Vegas traffic, Southwest 889's 737 inbound overhead, FOOF 7000 altimeter 3042 inbound for the Arnav Zulu runway 19 approach. We'll report Pen. This is exciting. Awesome Pigeon, yeah, there's a bit of a battle going on at the minute for a Sphere to be built in London. Oh yeah, here we go. Vegas is just loading in. It's a bit late to the party, but there we are, look at that. We've definitely set the light right, haven't we, I think. The Sphere is there, which is currently off, so... because it's got times as to when it is on or off. Traffic? Can't see anyone. But there's the Sphere right there. So we've gone to night time now and it's on. There we are. What is it now? A basketball. We'll wind the time right back now to the face. Oh, there's the eye. That's horrible, isn't it? Ooh. But that's my favourite one.
Vegas traffic, Mark 3.
I am missing a fantastic sunrise, Rab, but we get to see that.
Report passing 30. And we'll also start call establish I am left runway 265. Vegas traffic.
Vegas traffic, United 1123 is at 11,000 for 6,000 on the Chow 2 arrival, expecting the RNAV 019 left approach, Vegas traffic.
210 at 6,000, now we're on the way in. So, Mob 3,900, Gimbal 3,500. We'll set 3,000. They're going to continuous. That's all good. That's all set. Crew advised. Spoilers armed. We're going to fly right past him. So very, very cool. And we're going to set 194. Look at that! Insane. And this is a real steep approach. Look at that. It's a very tight final because the runway's there. Vegas traffic, Southwest 889's inbound, approximately 5 mile final, 19 right. Gear down, speed, target 180. Right, let's keep it coming. We'll go for 160. .147 is good. Let's keep it coming down. 152. Add the 10. Get gear down 3 green. Flaps 30. My controls. So it's a bit of a steep approach, this. And it does kind of scupper you a little bit. Crikey, this is very steep, the way it's brought us in here. I'm just going to be a bit cheeky. Fantastic. Let's not crash, let's focus. So still descending on idle. And currently we've got 4 whites still, but that's fine. It's taken us in a bit high. But we are able to manage this. We're going to get pull-up warnings and stuff, but we can deal with it. That's brilliant. That's, I think, my favourite thing in Microsoft Flight Simulator right now. Looking ahead, a little bit of throttle just to counter that descent. Looking ahead. Touchdown! There we are. Neil saying there they often come in high there on a visual. Good to know. 115 foot per minute though. I did get a screenshot, Sam. 80 knots, so I'll go to manual brakes so we can vacate here. Get rid of the reverse thrust. And hopefully this is it Yankee or something? Yes. Oh, too many clicks. It didn't like that, did it? Okay, we've got it, we're back. One 9 left. Vegas traffic, Southwest 889's vacated 19 rights, cross 19 left. 115 foot per minute. Right in the centre line, in the touchdown zone, 1.11 G, but let's very quickly zip back out here. Look at that! Insane. The sphere's a little obscured. What we'll do is we're going to unlock the drone camera. So we're going to leave the drone camera here. Disarm the speed brake, retract the flaps. We'll keep the strobes on. And we'll cross 19 left. Wait for that. We've got one to go. We've touched down. One on approach over there that we can see. And we want Bravo 14. Terminal 1. Bravo 14.
Vegas traffic, Osprey 4825, field in sight, 12 o'clock. We'll call established fully ILS 26 right.
We take Delta. Vegas traffic Southwest 889 is vacated. 19 left, left on Delta. I'll be right into Bravo 14 Vegas.
Vegas traffic 911 23 at 6035 for 3500. We're established on the RNF Zulu 19 left approach.
Vegas traffic.
Vegas traffic Osprey 4825, fully established ILS 26 right. We'll call final.
Follow right.
On behalf of Southwest Airlines and your entire flight crew, would like to be the first to welcome you. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened.
In we go. Parallel 42 Flow Pro, Richard. That. It's about £35, I think. James, it is a dark airport. We've had to wind the time back to 5 AM, otherwise we wouldn't see the sphere over there. It's so good. We'll go have a good look at it in a moment. Hopefully get some wicked screenshots of the others on final approach. It's very often, well, very rare we do these night flights, but it is pretty cool when we do. So we've got to follow the swerve right then left. Southwest style taxi. Zip zip, in we go. Flaps are up, all the brakes off, spoilers are disarmed. Let's pop the transponder onto standby and then turn in left here into Bravo 14. Which might be that one there because I've got the ground equipment ready. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's that one there in fact. We can make it work. Round we go. Bit of asymmetric thrust. Don't worry, Doc. I missed my stop as well. Taxi lights off.
Vegas traffic, Osprey 4825, 5 mile final, 26 right.
Kick it into the centre line. Bosh, there we go. Got a custom GSX profile for this as well. Okay, nose wheels centred. And waiting for the stop marker. Throttles are idle. Oh, come on, really? One little nudge forward, is it? And again, oh, chuffing neck.
Vegas traffic.
There we are. One and two.
Vegas traffic, Frontier Flight 773, 10 mile final on the ILS Yankee for runway 26 left, Las Vegas.
Anti-collision lights off. Let's be real quick here. We've got one on final. Oh, the time's changed. So cool. So basically the animations that they have here, it it follows kind of the real world animations as well. So this is the runway here. It's very dark. 19 left. I'm hoping I can get a little screenshot. There we are. Come on, where is it? Here comes the plane. It's quite remarkable what what FlyTampa's been able to do with this. It's pretty cool. Oh, and then it falls asleep as the United's on the way in. And that woke him up. They've also got that little wheel there spinning away. So let's have a little look at New Sky. We'll see what our score was. We'll try and fiddle around with this viewpoint to see what the others look like on approach. So our flight today, small profit 8035, score of 10. Can't get any better than that. Happy days. You can see our profile there. Nice and simple. So on daylight, if we go to live time, you can see there what it does. It's turned off like it is in real life as well. And even then, it's a spectacular looking model, isn't it? Really, really cool. If we then whizzle the time forwards, so as the sun starts to go down, there's all these other animations as well, but at sunrise, you get the animations begin. So just about 20-30 minutes after the sun starts to creep down, that's when the sphere gets turned on, and it begins with its first animation of the Earth.
Osprey 4825 vacated via Alpha.
Let's get a bit of a closer look, shall we? Where's the runway? There.
Biggest traffic, Frontier Flight 7.
Wonder how early it turns off. Turns on. Getting quite dark. There we are. So 6 AM. Insane. The amount of detail in this. And there's one on final. Quite incredible, isn't it? What they've done here with this. Hello, Wesley. There's also the little train there by the Win, zipping about the monorail, going past the sphere. There's the airport. Just trying to angle this so we get a good screenshot. We've got the moon. That's the eye, which is dead creepy.
Big traffic south of 2815 is pushing back, Bravo 21.
Big traffic from Flight 7, so 3 short clear for 26 left.
Mad, isn't it?
Las Vegas traffic, Osprey 58 inbound neon 2 miles.
Earth, basketball, and the moon. Where's that plane gone? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's on 26 left.
Biggest traffic of 3157, final 19 right.
Okay, that's more like it. Let's see if we get up here to where he's going to fly past, so we can get a little screenshot. There's the Air Force Base up there. Is that Osprey? Oh yeah, it is.
Big traffic, Frontier Flight 773 vacated runway.
Look at this! So good. Oh, chuffy neck. That got me by surprise. Got him! In 4K, this is insane. And there's the approach. Quite steep, isn't it? Certainly manageable. Hard rock right underneath the approach path.
Traffic Osprey Fahrenheit inbound mob.
Which I bet gives you an amazing view of this runway and the sphere and stuff now. Well, I'm actually looking forward to going to see that in FlyTampa 2024, to be fair. It's going to be quite cool, I think. If it's still running then, I'm sure it will be. Vegas is a weird place. What else is there in this update? There were a few things that have been tweaked, haven't there? I mean, look at the... That's definitely significantly improved.
Biggest traffic, Frontier Flight 773 crossing 26 right.
Let's go and see Tropicana, which is... oh look, there's the Bellagio. So our hotel for FlightSimExpo 2024 is all the way down here. There she is. Tropicana, Las Vegas. See now, I think what they should do, what FlyTampa should do, just for this year, is change one of these to a FlightSimExpo advertisement sign. Just because. But that's the hotel we're supposed to be having the expo at. From all accounts, it sounds pretty rubbish. The rooms and things like that sound pretty dated and kind of run down, but you're only staying there to stay, aren't you? To sleep and then enjoy the expo for the remainder of it. A few more on final. There's the approach. See what different angles of screenshots we can get for this. Maybe there, because it gets around the tower. Here comes one on final. Yeah, I think after FlightSimExpo in 2025, or the end of 2024, it's closing, isn't it? Tropicana. Is it being knocked down and rebuilt into something else? If it goes all the way up there, you can see that building over there flashing away. What's that say? Circa? Something like that? Right at the very top of the strip. It's an Osprey.
Big traffic, that's a 1744, 10 miles on F019 right.
Gotta make sure we've leveled the horizon.
Las Vegas, Osprey Fahrenheit on final approach, runway 19 right.
Come on, wake up. This is where we need it to look shocked. There we go. Now the plane. Ah! It's hard to get the animations right. There's the plane. Ding! Got a couple of screenshots there. Down he goes. King Bob, nice. I have to manually approve each one, so it does take a while. There's a slight crosswind there on the windsock. Nicely done. And we've got another one on final, haven't we? There he is. It's a southwest.
Vegas traffic, Southwest 1744, turn in left final 19 right.
Going 19 right as well. Basically, we've got a little time just to try and fiddle around with some of these views. Chori, welcome, buddy. I think that's absolutely brilliant. What FlyTampa have been able to do with this? Just genius. And I'm very lucky because I've got an RTX 4090, so I can run this quite effortlessly. No impact on performance or anything like that, but I appreciate it might be quite heavy on frames for some of you folks. But how epic is that? Imagine being in the Palazzo there with rooms that overlook that. Although you'd need the thickest blackout blinds in the world.
Taxi, whiskey, pass through one way.
Here comes the plane.
Right,
Meow. 2 screenshots there. So good. It's the little things. There's the good old Luxor dancing away in the background. And a Janet in the backdrop there. Touchdown. Nice job. It's incredible, isn't it, Johan? Look at that. So what have we? Let's see the eye. That's rather creepy and a bit weird looking, isn't it? We've got Hello World.
Short my final. Las Vegas traffic.
Vegas traffic, Southwest 1744, clear.
It goes off for a little bit. Reboots itself, which is quite cool. And then we get the Earth. So if we go back here, we've got Summer League Baseball.
Traffic, Southwest 1744,
followed by the moon.
19er left at whiskey.
And then that really creepy eye. Ugh. I'll tell you what though, the detail on the lens there is insane. Look at that. That's so mad. Who'd have thought we'd have been looking at something like this in Microsoft Flight Simulator, eh? What have we got? Osprey A330. What's after the eye? It's the face. That's definitely my favourite one. Which one do you guys prefer? I think that's the best one. The eye is creepy as hell, yeah. Agreed.
Las Vegas traffic, Oscar 794 short.
Zoom, zoom. Oh. I think because it's got character to it, it's got a bit of personality. If you time it right, it looks surprised as the plane flies past, and it kind of looks at it. Hello world. And then the Earth, yeah. So then we've got moon, eye, face, hello world, and then that jazzy reboot. I think that's really cool. Andrew, Ibrahim, exactly, yeah. Rather creepy. I think, is that all of us? Cabbage Cream Egg would be epic. Look at that as a backdrop. Just need it to do the surprised face again.
Las Vegas traffic, Oscar 794 runway vacated. Las Vegas traffic.
So if you haven't already got FlyTampa's Las Vegas, now you've got to buy it. Look how good that is. But what I will say is do not buy it on the marketplace in the sim. Buy it directly from FlyTampa themselves or via Orbex. Is it on Contrail? Let's have a little look. Class. No, it's not. So I would probably be buying it on Orbex or directly from FlyTampa if it was down to me. Let's have a quick check of Volanta, see how we're all getting on. Delta Tango's left coming in. Oh, ATC's just...
Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas!
Oh dear. We've had ATC come online as well, haven't we? As everyone else, let's have a look at Volanta, because Gatorhawk's got a couple of screenshots. Yeah, there he's got the Earth flying in the background. That looks really cool. I'd be interested to see everybody's live the screenshots and captures from today's flight in our Discord. I think that'd be quite cool. Right, I shall leave you with these rather remarkable scenes, folks. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Next one is going to be next week at some point, because it's caught me under a with night shifts this week, as I've actually lost 1.5 days off than I usually would get. So today's the only live stream of the week, but I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a good one, hasn't it? It's been pretty cool. Massive thank you to all of you who have tuned in, hit the like button so far today, all of our channel members for dipping in, and those of you who flew along to Octane, thanks for your tip, appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, warm welcome to you. Hit subscribe before you head off, and don't forget to give us a little thumbs up if you've not done so already. And we'll start planning the next live stream, but in the meantime, enjoy Las Vegas version 2 from FlyTampa in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's an absolute whopper, as you guys can see here. I think certainly the cityscape is the best in the sim, full stop now, with this animated sphere. It's remarkably good, isn't it? And hope you guys agree. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the week ahead. In the meantime, stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.
Should have sung Viva Las Vegas again. Have a great week, everybody. See you around.